What's going down, my beautiful reflections of me? Love you guys, man. And the support I've been getting here recently is like off the charts and just much needed. The timing is perfect, and it's amazing. It's amazing how this thing has been working for me. But yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about how we get, how we feel secluded, how we get, you know, how we feel like there's isolation, like we can't talk. We can't talk to anybody. I mean, if you try to talk to your best friend about this, if you talk to your family about this, they're like, "What?" And now, now you've gotten vulnerable. You're vulnerable, and you're like, you feel like, like you've maybe let the cat out of the bag, or people are looking at you like you're weird, and now it's a whole different other, thing. Is my shit changing colors? What is happening? Anyway, so you know, I have I got in the same place. I got to where, of course, I have Kim and I can talk to her about it, but she doesn't know what's going on. And I mean, she really doesn't understand. It's like some of the shit, gets her kind of upset because some of it's like crazy. It's crazy shit. And I there for a few in the beginning, man. I was telling her like it was daily, some just out of this world, stuff that I'm sure she was getting concerned because I was literally asking her, "Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think I'm crazy? You know, does it? Do you do you think I'm crazy? So you feel crazy. I mean, I think there's some people who sort of go through this and the impact isn't the same, and then there's some people who go through this and uh, something like in your mind just cracks open. As like there's been this shield protecting you from seeing this other dimension or these other things or this other realm, that's in that's really you have to get into a higher frequency to see, like spirits. And yeah, I've had everything from like supersonic sound to some kind of visuals that I can only relate with, tripping, to just emotions that overwhelm you to where you bawl and cry with love and gratitude and just everything around you is beautiful, to vibrating. I mean, all kinds of things, just all kinds of things. I've had text come off the paper. I've seen the way that words are like breadcrumbs leading you into a cave. The writer, whoever wrote it, has a way of like dropping this breadcrumb, this breadcrumb, this breadcrumb, and boom, you get in. So, I mean, I literally seen how that works. How there's, I hate to use the word manipulation because it sounds cynical, but it's sort of like that. It's like the words, Well, I don't want to go into it, but my point is that the more open you are to it, or the more like I guess the more you're open to it, or maybe just um, I don't know why it happens to some people and then it doesn't happen to others, but I think for me is because I believe. I seen this and then maybe believe that, but I was broken down quick and easy. I mean, the Mandela effect just like busted my ass down. It was like it just brought me down to my reality was no longer my reality. It was like a dream, or but it wasn't my reality. Everybody's reality around me is this reality that we're all in right now. And my reality wasn't in this reality. My memories were different than other people's. My things that I knew, things that like absolutely 100% knew were not fact. And for a person like me, I'm on top of shit, and certain things. I mean, if I know something, I know something. There's, I remember telling about the Mandela effect to some people, and they're like, "Well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal?" So you remembered the Kennedy cars, and blah blah. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? You don't know what the big deal is? If somebody woke you up the next day and told you your name isn't Bob, your whole life you thought your name was Bob. Everybody's called you Bob. Your mom called you Bob. Everybody called you Bob. You wake up one day and everybody's calling you Jim and says, "Hell no, he was never called Bob." You're telling me that's no fucking big deal, dude? I mean, you want to smack these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta quit saying, you know what I'm saying, but you get to where you're like, are you serious right now? Seriously? That's how mushy your brain is? That it's just like, not me, not me. I'm aware, I'm awake, I know what I know, and I know what know. I know what I know. And now, everything I've known, or not everything, but a lot of things that I've known for a fact are not fact. So, that like cracked my cranium. That was like my brain split wide open. So I went back to like from scratch type thing where all my beliefs were in jeopardy. All the things that I knew to be true were now in question. My reality itself was in question. And that opened me up to believe anything was possible. And as soon as I got to where I believed that anything was possible, crazy shit started happening to me. And when it started happening to me, there would be one thing and you'd be like, whoa, wow, and you know what happened. So now you're really believing, and then the next thing happens and you're like, oh my God. So now you're really in this wondrous world of make believe or imagination or reality, whatever you want to call it. But that's thunder. I thought somebody's knocking on my door. But my point is, nobody else around you. I mean, there's people on YouTube, but they're miles and miles and miles away, and they're strangers. Nobody, I mean, unless you got lucky, I've heard a few people talk about, all their friends had the same alternative memories. That didn't happen for me. Every single person I tried to talk to, I would send text, I would send, inbox, whatever they are, messages, Facebook inbox messages. Some of these people I haven't heard from since. It's like been 2 years. And the other people were like, do what? Just like I was nuts. And the people that I thought for sure that were like always on my level, as far as like conspiracy theories and being on top of, the latest and greatest Illuminati bullshit, and 9/11 and whatever. We was all over all of this, and so we were always on the same page with that kind of shit. So I thought for sure, well, these guys are, they think like me, and we're on the same page usually. But it wasn't that case. That wasn't the case, and so. And it's probably happened to you. You're like on an island. I told Kim, and this is not like being on an island. This is like she's on the island, and I'm on this thing that's floating away, and she's holding me for a second, and then our fingers slip, and she's sitting there, and I can't get back, and I'm floating out to sea, and she can't swim to get me, and I just see her getting smaller and smaller and smaller as I drift away, and I'm going into this ocean alone, and the only support that I had, I just slipped right through my fingers, and the loneliness and the I don't want to say fear, but it is fear because you're everything, the ground that you're standing on is shifting, the sand is shifting, the you're slipping and sliding, and I don't know, man. It's scary. It's jacked up and scary. What do we got here? What is that saying? That 1010. That's what's up. Um, but what I wanted to get to was there's a community out here. There's people that, and it's taken me a minute, but I'm connecting with these people, and I've met up in the physical. We've met physically and hung out together, and they're going through this too, and we've became friends, and there's a network of people out here. There's a reason that there's a certain group of people going through this, and those are the people that you need to stay in contact with. You need to, like, if you feel pulled to that person, go visit them. I mean, if they're feeling you, if you're feeling them and they're feeling you, man, I've met 5 or six different people from YouTube, from people from Wisconsin, people from Baltimore, Maryland, people from California, people from Ohio. Yeah, I've met 6, 7 different people in the flesh, and hope to meet more. And they're like my new family, man. They're like my new friends, and they get me. They understand me, and I can be myself, and I can feel comfortable, and I can just let my hair down and just be me, because I'm not living a facade, but I got my shit bottled up. I've tried to talk. There's a couple of my sons that I've tried to talk to about it. One of my sons is really spiritual, and man, he is just like his mom. He's a prayer warrior. He is, him and God got it like this, man. And he doesn't quite get. He sort of can wrap his mind around it, and he puts it in that kind of a realm where it's something that he's familiar with. But this is nothing that. This isn't, the church stuff. This isn't the Jesus and church stuff that we're experiencing. This is something different. This is like mystical, magical, and maybe it is because a lot of Jesus's information was suppressed, and Jesus really did let us know that we can do what he can do. We can do the healings. We can do all this, everything he can do, and some. And but what I'm trying to say is that, like, me, other people, we're like your new family, man. We're like, and even though we can't be together, and even though you're so far from us, and I'm so far from you, this is the only way we can do it right now. But there's going to come a time where we can get together. AJ's putting out a video. We just kind of let the cat out of the bag about this situation, about this, not situation, this event for 2020, probably September of next year. It's going to be flow arts, Mary's healers of all types, sound healers, Reiki healers, reconnective healing, whatever kind of healing, whatever, you bring it. If you're a healer, bring it. And then there's going to be the flow art community, and then there's going to be the empowerment stuff that where we walk on fire and we have breakthroughs. You break an arrow, you put an arrow, and this is some shit right here. You put an arrow to your throat right here, and you lean into it until you snap it, and it ain't no joke. It's kind of terrifying, because when you start to put the pressure on it, you can feel it stabbing into your throat, and you really feel like it's going to pierce right through your esophagus. But you put your mind to it, and you tighten your muscles, and you use your force, and you use your will, and you have courage, and you do it. And there's other things that we do too, but anyway, that's going to be a place where a lot of us can gather and get to meet each other, get to know each other, hang out, and see who resonates with who, and who knows what will happen. Who knows, somebody might take somebody home, say, hey, come live with us. If you guys live in the Keys or you live in Florida, take me and Kim with you, we'll go. I'm telling you right now, dude, we'll pack our shit and go right now. But That's funny as hell. But, you know, I feel your loneliness, and other people do too. And there's been people that have, wanted my email and they want to talk, and they've got heavy shit, man. And I'm like, yeah, send me. And I'm talking about crazier stuff than what I'm going through. And they need to get that off their chest. They need somebody to talk to, and as long as my channel is small enough right now that I can, get to people, and which I can't. I'm not a therapist. I'm not whatever, but I can just listen and then just tell you my experience and then tell you what I think might help, or just at the very least, just listen to you without judgment. And some people, that's all they need. They just need somebody to listen to them that won't shut them off and shut them down and act like they're crazy. And it's a big help. And if you can do that, if you can facilitate that for somebody, I mean, you're literally helping this person so much by just lending an ear, and understanding what they're going through, and offering that support, and just saying, hey, man, I'm going through shit too. It might not be as bad as what you're going through, but I'm going through it, and I'm here with you. And, it's gonna, because a lot of this stuff, when it first happens, it's your mind opens up and you step into that other realm to where wild shit's going down. But that's gonna, and it may not, but for me, I kind of came back into this, so I got another foot in here and another foot in there. So I'm teetering back and forth, but, it should kind of mellow out a little bit. It should back off. Those of you that are going through like the real crazy stuff, and some of that stuff can be like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know if it's demons. You don't know what's happening. You just know, I remember when I seen, I've talked about it, 3 different types. And there was a bunch of them, but it was 3 different types. And, excuse me, it terrified me. But what happened was my frequency got so high, because the higher you get, the closer to the spirit realm you get. And in that spirit realm, was it Nudaru, where the elementals and the spirits and the spirit guides and your higher self and all these things are up in this different, it's a different dimension, really. Once you get in a peak of that, dude, because you've watched so many scary movies, and a lot of it has to do with spirits, and spirits have to do with ghosts, and they use the scary music and sound of a sword coming out of a sheath every time something happens, and all these sounds and this scary. So when you get to where you are experiencing something like that, man, it scares the hell out of you. I mean, you think you're in a scary movie, but it doesn't take long for you to realize, man, you're in a place of love, and that this is just something's being revealed to you. It's a gift. It's not a curse. It's not a bad thing. It's a gift. You have to see it as a gift. See whatever entities or whatever you're seeing. Don't see them as bad, or they're not bad. See them for what they are. They're just entities and energy, that are not in this physical form like we are, but they're the exact same as us. We're in a physical form. Eventually we'll be in that cloud, a cloud floating around, or a spark, because some of these dudes were little sparks, and that's ultimately really what we are, is a spark. I think if we come here in our karmatic, if we come here and stomp all over people for money and backstab and steal and cheat and lie and stuff, we're probably that black cloud that's going nowhere, that has no light in it. It has to come back and redo all this over again. But I think that when you get to the level that we're getting to, this higher level, and our frequency gets so high, we become that spark. And that's what we started out as a spark. The sun, if you can imagine, just and sparks going out into existence, sparks of consciousness going out into existence to experience the universe. That's us. We're part of the all. We are part of the all. And everything from a tree to a rock to a bird to the guy you see holding the cup asking for money to the cop that's shooting somebody in the back. We're all those sparks until we come here, and then we're tested. And we, we have choices. And when you make these choices, they take you down certain roads of energy. And some of us make the right choices, and there's a good payoff. There's a big payoff for that. You end up becoming the light again. You end up becoming that spark again, instead of that dense cloud, that black cloud, and having to come back and redo this whole deal again. But no, I just wanted to kind of like maybe help somebody to realize that there's people out here that'll listen to you. If you want to just get shit off your chest, there's people out here that you'll eventually meet. Just give us some time. And you're not alone. There's several of us, a lot of us going through this. And, just keep your chin up, man. And know that you're loved. Know that everything's going to be okay. Know that you're not going crazy. And you're not alone. And you have people to talk to. And are they miracle workers? Probably not. Can they save, maybe not. You're going to probably have to save yourself, but at least you can get stuff off your chest. And just have this feeling that there are people, they're just not right there with you. They're just not right there with you. But hell, some of your friends, I got friends, man, I got friends in Florida I haven't seen for 4 or 5 years, and I'll see them maybe next year. And I've got friends in Tennessee, family in Tennessee. Maybe also I haven't seen them in a couple years. I've got people all over that I haven't seen in a few years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So it's normal to go that long without seeing somebody. So just know that eventually there's going to be the opportunities, because I know that we're not the only ones who's going to try to do this. I know that there's going to be, especially of people who are reconnected, because I can sense that there's more being reconnected than this connection to the universe. This is deeper than this. This is way deeper than this. If you can imagine all of us as a little battery, and a little battery, we're all AA batteries. And in order to shine this light that needs to be shined, it's going to take a gazillion little AA batteries. So we need each other, and we're going to be together. We have to. We have to. We think we're here to hold this light, like individually, like, yeah, we're going to hold this light. I'm sitting here holding a light, which we are. We're in a frequency, the higher frequency, and we're holding the light. But that's not the light we're holding, dude. When we get together, when it dawns on us, and it will dawn on us, that we are supposed to be connected, we are supposed to be in touch, we are supposed to somehow join forces and make this a collective thought and start to change things. When that happens, you will see light. You will see light. That's when it's really going to get, that's when the shit's going to go down. But it's going to take, a little bit of time for some people to realize that, because a lot of people are like, okay, I'm awake, I got reconnected, I've done this and I've done that. Okay, I'm holding the light now. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm sitting here, and it's gonna dawn on them, man. You need people. I'm telling you right now. We went to this little trial run last weekend, and just having 6 of us together, focusing our energy, it was insane. It was insane. I can't describe it. I can't imagine 200, 300, 400 people, and I can't imagine if we globally somehow connect and all say, okay, at 7 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to do this. I can't imagine what could happen. I just know we can move mountains. I know we can. We will say mountain move, and then mountain will move. But it's going to take a little bit of time. Just know that you're in it. You know that you're part of it. Enjoy that. Enjoy that whatever happens in the future, you're going to be a part of that, because you're in the clique, man. You're in the crowd. You're in the gang. You're in it. So Uh, I really don't have a whole lot more to say. I just kind of wanted to. I had this feeling that there's a couple people that are feeling isolated and feeling lonely and scared and misunderstood and feeling maybe weird. You know, like, am I weird? Am I weird? Because I went through that. I went through, am I weird? Am I weird? And I finally come to the conclusion, you're fucking right, I'm weird. I love it. I don't want to be normal like these bastards. I want to be weird, man. Join me in the weirdness. It's what's up. Because weird is good. Reality is stranger than fiction. I'm telling you right now. It's embrace it, embrace it, embrace it. Put some outro music. It's actually sounding like shit now because I added too much to it, but I got a little loop station down here, and I'm not used to it. Man, is this thing turning red? And yeah, I don't have my glasses on, but it looks like it's changing. White balance is changing. Okay. Anyway, man, I love you guys. You know how I feel about you. You know that I want you to know how beautiful you are. I want you to know that. And to those of you who have, man, I'm telling you right now, my face is going green, red. Man, this is bullshit. Anyway, you know how much I want you to know that. And then I want these people there's been some people contacting me and really supporting me and really just showing me love. Yeah, I just cannot thank you enough. It's much needed at a really time in my life where I was about to give up on, not on life or nothing like that. I was just about, the channel, I was thinking, nobody's listening, nobody cares. I was thinking, I can't help anybody, and I'm not, I don't have a direction. I don't know what I'm even supposed to be doing, because at first, well, I don't even want to go into it, but I just had these thoughts of, I don't know what I had, but I know things are different now. I know my direction now. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. Synchronicities are just fired back up, so I know I'm on the right path. And I'm supposed to be yapping, man. I'm supposed to be on here talking and just helping, one person at a time if I can. And hopefully I do, and hopefully it helps that person to help somebody else. And, it's like one hand, you grab this person's hand, and then you grab that person's hand, and they grab that guy's hand, and they grab it, and we're joining together and joining forces. And you're part of something big, man. This is better. This is bigger and better than anything that's been on this planet. There's never been a time like this. You are in the best of times. It's the worst and the best of times. We're going to watch a lot of things crumble, but we're going to see it rebuilt. Anything that burns will rise from the ashes. Anything that's torn down will be rebuilt. It's all about to go down. We are the meek. We are the humble, peace lovers. That's us. The Beatitudes, that's us. So I remember my cousin asked me, do you think we're part of the 144,000? I don't know. But I know that we're part of something huge. I know that we're going to move and shake some shit. As soon as I think there's going to be this one person that does that unites us and joins us. I don't know if it'd be me, I'll do it if it's my calling. But anyway, I just think that we're going to just be this force to be reckoned with. And it's just a building point right now. We're just building this thing and building and recruiting and building this army. And we'll know when it's time. We'll know when the scales is going to tip. We know. So anyway, I love you guys, man. Love yourself. And here's some of that shit. Outro shit.